Nico Rosberg has placed pressure on Lewis Hamilton after the Mercedes man failed to impress once again in 2022. Former F1 world champion Nico Rosberg has suggested former Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton has lost his way after the Brit struggled during Friday's practice sessions ahead of the Monaco Grand Prix. The seven-time world champion finished a lowly 12th on the leaderboard, and was 1.611 seconds behind Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and a second behind teammate George Russell. Hamilton and Russell both suffered across the 2 hours on Friday in a car which Toto Wolff labeled undrivable following the first session around the streets of Monte Carlo. The stiff car was unable to cope with the bumpy public roads of the Principality, with Hamilton declaring his eyeballs were coming out of their sockets. The octuple world champions have struggled with severe porpoising as their cars have been bouncing uncontrollably following the new regulations and car designs implemented for 2022. However, aerodynamic porpoising was not to blame for the vigorous bouncing on this occasion. Rosberg, who was Hamilton's teammate between 2013 and 2016, dismissed the bumpy roads and stiff Mercedes setup as excuses. The German believes Hamilton is simply struggling at a greater rate than teammate Russell. This weekend, Lewis has been having a hard time out there, Rosberg told Sky Sports F1. We know the Mercedes is difficult to drive, but George has stuck with it and found that flow. He is making incredible progress and is in that fight with Lando for best of the rest after Ferrari and Red Bull. Lewis has just lost his way out there, so it is going to be very tough for him to come back and find that rhythm with only a couple of laps left in FP3. It is a big setback for him. Rosberg also pointed to McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo's struggles in 2022, with the Australian suffering further misfortune as he crashed into the barrier in FP2 that left him bottom of the standings without even registering a time. His teammate Lando Norris has impressed this season, and he finished only behind the two Ferraris and Red Bulls despite suffering tonsillitis at the Spanish Grand Prix last weekend. It's exactly what Daniel didn't need, Rosberg added. Here, he knows this track so well, it could have been a great weekend for him, and again, he's got this big setback. It's so difficult. He broke the rhythm with that and he only has a couple of laps in FP3 to find it again. And at the same time, Norris is flying again this weekend. He is the best of the rest out there.